Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the mop here on a Thursday morning. Yes, that's right. Sun is out. It is going to be beautiful in southwest Wisconsin. Got a chance of some sprinkles, but I mowed the yard yesterday. I should have wore a snowmobile suit and a hat. It was bitterly cold, but it had to be done. It took me till about 7:30 to warm up finally, but it's done. Got to do the backyard at some point, but the front yard is there, and the moles. I am so sick and tired of moles. I have tried smoke bombs. I'm going to just blow up the whole yard. I think fill every tunnel with LP and hit the trigger. I don't know. It's crazy. Little bastards everywhere. But welcome to the mop. On to a different note. Some rules have to change. So, as most of you know, I am a bowling fanatic. I love bowling, love the sport. Glad I could be back after my stroke. Glad I could do what I do. Had a really good state tournament. Would like to test myself at nationals, as you've heard. But some rules have to change. There is one that the PBA is going to have to look at. And it's not because of who he is. It's because of what's going on in the sport now. There are so many phenomenal bowlers. There's so many great bowling ball products out. Bowling balls changing all the time. Player of the year for the PBA states that you have to win a championship in order to be in the running for player of the year. I'm trying to look back and see if Belmo would have won a player of the year. Did he win a championship or did he not win one and be denied player of the year? Did anybody else way back for player of the years, did they get denied because they didn't win player of the year and as dominant as EJ Tackett is right now? There is no doubt in anybody's mind he is the number one bowler in the world right now. It would have been awesome to have that title at some time. And he's the most humble guy. His wife's humble. It's just unbelievable to watch how humble that group is. But he is no doubt the number one bowler in the world. However, if he does not win a championship this year, he cannot win player of the year. Even though he has cashed the most, he's got the most points on tour right now. He just rolled 66 games for the World Series on 4 different patterns and is the number one seed for the June live show on CBS. And averaged 226 over those 66 games. Yes, he's got shots at 2 other patterns plus the World Series, but that rule, I feel, and I'm just trying to set it up for anybody else that could become as dominant. Chris Vi, Bonta, you've got a lot of guys that are coming up and they are phenomenal. Ryan Barnes is really young. He's going to learn a lot. He's got great parents to teach him to learn a lot and patience. But right now, EJ Tackett is without a doubt the number one bowler in the world. And he is the number one seed for the World Series of Bowling happening June 15th, I think, is the stepladder final for that tournament. If he happens to not win one of those, then he does not qualify for Player of the Year, which I think is ridiculous. It would be... I'm just trying to compare it to any other sports. We do these Player of the Years, and we do the Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and they could be on the shittiest teams in the world, but it's off of stats. All these that are doing, like the Tennis Player of the Year, should be probably off of stats, not just because but that's how we determine greatness in this state. We determine greatness by championships, by winning. Joe Thomas, for example, one of the premier offensive premier by far. Does that not mean he was great because he was with the Browns? And I mean, I don't get it. We have seen so many really good players be denied honors. You know, and I guess I look at Gail Gillingham, or how I would know is my half-brothers and sister, that'd be their uncle. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Tell me why. Tell me why a guy with his credentials, and it's because what was told to most people is there's already enough Packers in the Hall of Fame that they couldn't do. See, that is just pure bullshit in my mind. I want to see a local Hall of Fame started in Richland Center for bowling. I think some people deserve their recognitions. I would like to see it at some point before some more of them have passed on. That's the part I don't like also. Is like Pete Rose should have been honored long before. Did he screw up? Yep, he did. But his numbers were well beyond playing. We've allowed other people to do worse shit, in my mind, drugs, whatever it may be, and they were praised highly. I think it's BS. Numbers alone should be enough. Not about championships, not about wins, not about anything like that. What you contribute, sure, but go off of numbers. And don't go off of, well, we've got already 3 of those guys in there. Who cares? Player of the year is player of the year. Average, cashes, money, points. There are way many more things in professional bowling that can outline a player of the year than whether you win 1 championship, and that's all it takes to qualify then for player of the year. Especially when you go into these tournaments with 150 to 200 bowlers of the top bowlers in the United States, in the nation, really. There's now all countries are being affiliated with PBA. So if you are cashing or in the top 10 or top 15 all the time, and you're being dominant, you got to remember also with stepladder finals. If you've never participated in a stepladder final, they are a brutal thing. You cannot have just one off, and especially in the pro portion of it, you cannot just have one off frame because they'll jump all over it. And then you got to hope that they have their one off frame or 2. That's my only struggle. I love watching professional bowling because they are so high and above all of us beer drinking, pretzels and all of that stuff, guys that bowl. I used to be that serious. Not anymore. I can finally start bowling. See, and that's the other thing. I probably couldn't go on tour because I'd have to have... I couldn't bowl 66 games in a week or 4 days or whatever it is. I used to be able to, not anymore. 6 in a day is good enough for me. But to watch these guys, they're athletes, it's impressive. I'm just getting off today too because I don't want to talk about other things that are going on. I just don't. I don't want to talk about those things, but I feel also that the PBA or any pro athletes, these guys aren't making millions of dollars. They're getting sponsors and they're doing things like that off of probably all their sales. I mean, I own an EXJ bowling ball. I own Motive bowling balls because I like throwing them. I feel comfortable with them. I score well with them. I would tell anybody to get a Motive, but there's also people that say, I hate Motive. I like Storm. I like Ebona. Whatever it may be. They go back and forth. Track, whatever it is. And I've had them all in my bag, but now my current bag is all Motive because I'm very comfortable with Motive. I'm also very comfortable with the guy that drills all my bowling balls because they all fit the same. Which is huge if you're in the game of bowling. A lot of people don't get the game of bowling. They don't understand it. I remember having a doctor appointment once, and the doctor says, well, do you exercise? I said, yes, I bowl. She goes, really? Bowling? So go down and throw 3 games. See what you feel like after you're done. Yes, bowling's an exercise. So, congratulations to EJ qualifying number 1 for the, I'm pretty sure it's June 15th, World Series of Bowling Stepladder. Before that, he'll have, I believe, the Scorpion pattern and one other. I would love to start doing that at the local center. I'd love to have a tournament changing the oiler around in a more of a PBA event kind of thing, just to test everybody. The house bowlers get upset when they figure out that things have changed a little bit and they can't stand on the 3rd arrow or on the 3rd dot and throw the 2nd arrow and blah, blah, blah. They all get worried and they get nervous and they get upset and pissed off that, oh my, the oiling has changed and they can't average their 226 or their 213 or whatever it may be. Yes, my average was up this year. I threw the ball better this year. I still don't concentrate much at league. I don't. When I go to tournaments, I do. But shame on me probably for not doing more of that at league, but I'm there to have fun with my friends and hang out and relax. So, professional bowling is on this week, so I will be watching my own television because my wife will not be watching with me. She could give 2 shingles about bowling. So, there we have that. Ramping up. All leagues are done. Tournaments are done for me. We'll now be focusing on Marcia's Strikeout Alzheimer's 369 tournament that will be held November 7th of 2026 at the Phoenix Center. 2 shifts, 10:30 and 2:30. I'll be posting more throughout the summer of that too. So we'll have a good time there. I just saw one of my mom's good friends, and he's one of my best friends, Mark Mindrum. His mom's heavenly birthday is today, so I'm hoping they're sipping coffee today. Over watching us 2 boys going, God, we hope we did a good job. And I think you did. I think we're okay. Chamois will be ordered today. I will have them in time for the tournament. If you want a DH Labs bowling chamois, purple or black, message me, $22. Best bowling ball chamois. If you're serious about getting all the grime and stuff off of your bowling balls after every shot, DH Labs is the one you want. It's a great chamois. I will have, I think I got 9 on layaway now, so I'll have 16 left, something like that. And you can pick them up the day of the event and just pay for them then. So, but let me know so I can get you on the list of that. So, everybody have a great day. And find something you really like to follow, whether it's stock car racing. You know, the other thing I love to watch is good old dirt track racing. Dirt tracks are, for me, a lot of fun to go watch. I like to go watch modifieds, and I got, you know, even the 4-cylinders crack me up when they get all wound up. And, oh wait, we sell racing harnesses. If you got a Dodge Neon and you need a harness, we can probably set you up. Jacob's got all kinds of stuff. For making your dirt track or your oval asphalt car. If it's a Neon, we can help you out. We can do it. So, it's all kinds of fun. We'll talk to you soon, though. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. As always, bless somebody today. Talk to you guys later.